Tennessee basketball, possibly the SEC's best team, went to Columbia, Missouri to face what, at least record-wise, is the SEC's worst team. Didn't look like that necessarily here on a Tuesday night, but Tennessee comes out with the win, 72-67. I'm Ron Sylvia. This is Noah Taylor. We're with VolReport.com on the Rivals Network. And let's start by just talking about the difference between that first half compared to the second half. What did you see different? What were your thoughts on the difference? And is that a game that you're happy you finished strong and you're able to pull out a win? Or is it a game that you're still kind of upset that it took that much to beat a Missouri team that has yet to win an SEC game this year?
Yeah, I think it's maybe a little bit of both. First, starting with the difference, I mean, again, it would have to be Dalton Connect and what he was able to do. I know he doesn't finish first in scoring tonight, but without a doubt, he's the reason they get the ball rolling there offensively because, as bad as that start was for both teams, Missouri takes the lead there at the half and all of a sudden they're clicking offensively to start that game. And then looking back, his first points of the game came at the free throw line kind of early. So that basket he got, I think, came with like 13, 14 minutes left. So it wasn't like it was to start the second half either. Tennessee was still, that was a dogfight. And of course, Missouri, cuts it to 8 or so late. But yeah, the difference would have to be Dalton Connect again and him being able to take over a game on the road. I feel like because Tennessee has kind of dominated the last couple games and particularly on the road, you go back to that Arkansas win. Kentucky was a game where you got contributions from everybody and you led wire to wire in that game. Maybe people forgot a little bit about what Dalton Connect can do in road games, and he's able to do that. But it is a little bit disappointing, I think, given that Missouri is struggling so much right now, winless in the SEC. Tennessee's very happy that they're still winless in the SEC as of right now. But, a team that has been in some close games, though, and it is on the road, and it is kind of a weird environment. I know that you're going to face a lot tougher environments, and they have faced a lot tougher environments than what they experienced tonight. But I think it's always weird to go on the road regardless. And, for Tennessee to come out, I remember, trying to write the story and you're like, well, how do I frame this? It's not that great, great of a performance, but then you look up and Tennessee's up double digits, trying to pull away there. And Missouri kind of makes it look a little bit closer at the end. But I think you're kind of in that middle ground of how to feel about this game.
15 points in a 5-minute span in that second half for Dalton Connect, and that really was the difference in this game. You mentioned Missouri does some things at the end, late three, and Tennessee takes a shot clock violation, all these little things that make it a 5-point game. But for a little bit there, it seemed pretty clear that Tennessee was going to handle this, leave Columbia with the win, and a lot of it was thanks to Dalton Connect. I wrote a little bit on VolReport and my key takeaways, if you guys want to check that out with a premium subscription at VolReport.com, about how that's why this team's different this year. That's why this team is poised for a deep March run, is because in the past you had Grant Williams and Admiral Schofields and Kennedy Chandlers and guys you could call upon to get you a big bucket when you need it and to take over games. But I don't think Tennessee, at least under Rick Barnes, has had a guy like Dalton Connect that can score in bunches like we saw tonight. And that's kind of that combination of having that star that can take over a game. Dalton Connect talked about it in his post-game interview with the SEC Network about they're in the locker room at halftime. Tennessee's facing a 3-point deficit. And Zakai Ziegler and Coach Rod Clark look at him and they're like, time for you to take over. Not, we aren't going to help you. Not, this is all on your shoulders, but you're Dalton Connect. Like, you're better than 2.5 points. Let's go see it. And that's exactly how he responds in the second half. So when you get that combination of Dalton Connect playing like that, and then also contributions around him from everyone else, that's when you get a national championship Final Four Elite Eight caliber team. I want to talk about one guy in particular on this team, though, that was one of those key pieces around Dalton Connect. Tobe Awaka shatters his previous career high. I believe it was at 11. He finishes with 18 tonight, 6 for 8 shooting from the field. What I thought was honestly maybe the most impressive, just flat out stat of the night, 6 for 7 from the line for Tobe Awaka. Double effort, 10 rebounds, 5 on the offensive end, 5 on the defensive end, 1 block, 1 steal. Sees 22 minutes, which is massive because we know he gets in a lot of foul trouble. Well, he fouls just twice in that span. What were your thoughts on what Tobe Awaka gave Tennessee tonight?
Yeah, I think, Dalton Connect and this Tennessee team doesn't have the success it has tonight without what Tobey is able to give you. And I don't have his obviously game by game stats pulled up, but it's got to be his best performance this year. And you mentioned it there. A lot of it, what's been kind of holding him back is that foul trouble and being able to take over a game the way he did tonight. And he stays out of the foul trouble. I know he gets the 2, but that allowed him to be on the court a lot longer, which I feel like we've been kind of waiting to see because we expected him to take a big step this year after, an impressive freshman season a year ago. But this game, Dalton Connect obviously is going to get a lot of the praise for, kind of getting the ball rolling for Tennessee there when they were coming back. But, Tobey Awaka is a guy that kind of ensured this win for Tennessee with the way that he played. And yeah, I think too, you highlighted it, that's 6 of 7 from the free throw line. It feels like it's been a while since Tennessee's had a game where a guy's been able to be that effective at the free throw line. And that was important because there was a while there in this game where, that was kind of Tennessee's only scoring production to keep them in it or keep them, keep it, within a couple points was getting or Missouri getting in foul trouble there early. And so, him being able to give you that at the line in addition to what he did on the court is really impressive.
And then before we get out of here, I do want to touch a little bit on Zakai Ziegler. Not a bad game by any means, 10 points, but only 3 assists, which feels kind of rare for a Zakai Ziegler game where he's reaching towards that double-double mark. It's only 3 for 9 shooting as well. Was efficient from 3, 2 for 4, only able to grab 1 rebound, 1 steal. Ultimately, in 31 minutes of play, he finishes with a -1 in looking at his plus-minus. Any concerns about Zakai Ziegler, or is that just a game that you kind of wash away and ultimately it's not that big of a deal?
Yeah, I think he's proven enough for this Tennessee team in his career and especially this year that I think it is one of those games where you can just kind of flush it and you're not gonna see it really carry over. I know we've seen maybe a couple games this year where the efficiency's been down a little bit, when you look at the assists and things like that. But I think overall, just a game where Tennessee started, really sloppy, and you had to have other guys kind of take over. Tonight it was Dalton, which he's done that a lot, but a guy like Tobey and so I think that's something that Zakai will obviously get fixed, and you'll see better games out of him going forward for sure.
Well, that'll do it all from us tonight. Next time, Tennessee will be hosting Texas A&M on Saturday at 8 p.m. in the Food City Center. Of course, we will be there to cover all of that. The Lady Vols also with a pivotal matchup against LSU on Sunday in Food City Center will be there as well. And then baseball season had its home opener today. Not the prettiest win for the Vols, but a 3-2 win over UNC Asheville to improve to 3-1 on the season. Tomorrow, ETSU on the slate, and then a weekend series with Albany. We'll have all of that covered, everything you want in one place when it comes to Tennessee athletics over at VolReport.com. Links to everything you need is in the description. Thank you for watching.